I believe that the body is designed to heal itself and will heal itself when given the right conditions. Diabetes is a relatively modern disease. It is a lifestyle related disease. This video presents Barbara O'Neill. She is a renowned naturopath with more than 40 years of experience in natural medicine. Her work focuses on holistic and effective approaches to disease management. Her work is especially relevant when it comes to diabetes, which is a modern disease, which was not mentioned in the medical texts of Hippocrates or other ancient doctors. This absence highlights that diabetes is a lifestyle related disease whose prevalence has increased dramatically over the last century due to changes in lifestyle and diet. According to the World Health Organization, diabetes is one of the main chronic diseases in the world today. This increase can be attributed to our increasingly sedentary lives, excessive consumption of processed foods, and a high stress environment that combine to disrupt the body's insulin regulation mechanisms. Diabetes related healthcare costs in the United States alone exceed $327 billion per year, including direct medical costs and lost productivity. Now, this staggering figure highlights the financial burden of diabetes. It has consequences for both individuals and the healthcare systems. Now, this staggering figure also highlight the fact that diabetes medications, along with insulin, just like insulin and orally administered drugs, are big businesses for pharmaceutical companies. Now, science solutions based on the lifestyle of Barbara O'Neill, which are much more effective in preventing or even reversing diabetes, are often overlooked. This discussion will explore how lifestyle changes and natural medicines can be crucial to controlling and preventing diabetes. We can change the conversation by focusing on the causes of diabetes rather than on to treat your symptoms. Now, this will help people take charge of their own health. It is essential to understand how blood sugar behaves. It is regulated in order to better understand diabetes. In this process, the pancreas is the key player. It produces two important hormones, glucagon and insulin. Now, insulin is released when blood sugar levels rise, as they do after eating. So, to lower them, it does this by increasing glucose uptake into cells. When blood sugar levels drop too low, glucagon signals the liver to release glucose stored in the cells. Now, one of the main functions of the pancreas is to release two hormones, insulin and glucagon. Insulin lowers blood glucose while glucagon increases it. Now, modern lifestyles have disrupted this finely tuned system. And according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, now it says more than 37 million Americans they suffer from diabetes. You heard that right. More than 37 million Americans. And surprisingly, one in five people don't know that they actually have it. This these factors driving this epidemic, what are the factors that are causing it? Include excessive consumption of processed foods, lack of exercise, and chronic stress. These factors can lead to insulin resistance, where the body responds less to insulin. This eventually leads to type 2 diabetes. A study published in the journal The Lancet supports this by linking the rapid rise in type 2 diabetes to sedentary lifestyles, poor dietary choices such as consuming sugar, and refined carbohydrates and a sedentary lifestyles. These modern lifestyle factors combine to create the perfect storm leading to diabetes. Therefore, it is important not only to treat the symptoms but also to address the root causes. Now, Barbara O'Neill identifies an important factor that contributes to the development of type 2 diabetes. It is the modern high carbohydrate diet like bread, cereals, and pasta. They are all high in carbohydrates and can cause the production of insulin to increase excessively by the pancreas. To deal with the spike in the blood sugar, insulin resistance is a condition in which the body cell no longer responds effectively to insulin, forcing the pancreas to produce more insulin. Now, this process can eventually lead to type 2 diabetes. Yes, you heard that right. It can lead to type 2 diabetes. Now, Barbara reveals a significant truth. What did she say? Wheat products can cause blood sugar levels to rise more than refined sugar. Whole grain products are often thought to be healthier than refined sugar, but they can have a significant impact on glucose levels. Wheat is a grain that can raise blood sugar levels more than refined sugar. So, what is the main grain used to make bread, cereals, cakes, and pasta? Whole wheat. What it does, it contains more amylopectin because it is not refined. Amylopectin causes blood sugar to rise. This is supported by research published in the journal Diabetes Care, which shows that a high carbohydrate diet increases the risk of insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a common precursor to diabetes. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 88 million American adults have prediabetes. This is a condition in which blood sugar levels are high but not enough to qualify as diabetes. The high carbohydrates intake in the modern diet is responsible for many of these cases. Dietary changes are essential to prevent the onset of diabetes. Barbara O'Neill explains the concept of glycemic index or blood sugar. This is a scale that measures how quickly different foods raise blood sugar levels after consumption. Foods that have a high GI glycemic index can cause blood sugar levels to rise rapidly, which leads to insulin resistance. Yes, that's what it actually leads to. Now, blood glucose levels can rise dramatically when someone consumes a high carbohydrate diet, especially fiber. If they contain a lot of wheat, the result is elevated insulin and glucose. Now, the pancreas releases too much insulin when blood glucose level rises. Low GI foods, on the other hand, release sugar into the bloodstream slowly, which helps prevent blood sugar spikes and maintain stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. So, berries, sweet potatoes, and some whole grains are low glycemic index foods. These foods provide a more gradual and slow release of glucose. This can help prevent rapid rises and falls in blood sugar levels, which are especially harmful to people who suffer from diabetes or at the risk of developing it. So focus on low glycemic index foods to beat diabetes. It's not simple, but it is easy. Now, on the internet, you'll find the glycemic index. You could eat berries instead of bananas, For example, for breakfast, sweet potatoes instead of regular potatoes, and whole grains instead of wheat. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition supports this approach by finding that a low glycemic index, a diet that is low in it, improves blood sugar control and reduces cardiovascular complications in people with diabetes. Yes, that's what it does. Now, these foods can help diabetes better control their condition, and it actually reduces the long term risk associated with high blood glucose levels. Now, Barbara O'Neill highlights the importance of legumes such as chickpeas and lentils in the management of diabetes because they have a low glycemic index. Now, unlike high carbohydrate foods that can cause blood sugar to spike throughout the day, legumes release energy slowly and steadily, which is ideal for maintaining a stable blood sugar level. Barbara tells the story of a patient who being diagnosed with prediabetes and incorporating legumes into their daily diet. It could prevent type 2 diabetes. Prevented type 2 diabetes by eating legumes regularly. Diet has a profound effect on blood sugar control. She said he said he was diagnosed with prediabetes at 42, but I ate legumes daily. I never developed diabetes because beans provide a steady and delicious supply of energy. A meta analysis in the journal Diabetes Care concluded that the regular consumption of legume significantly improved glycemic control in people with type 2 diabetes. A study published in the Lancet found that adding legumes to the diet, it could reduce the risk of diabetes by 35%. This highlights the importance of legumes in preventing and controlling type 2 diabetes. Barbara O'Neill highlights the importance of choosing natural fats instead of the processed or altered fat. She says natural fats like olive oil, avocados, and nuts can improve your health and control diabetes. Avoid harmful fats such as margarine and fried foods. You can find them in fried foods and margarine. Now, these are fats that have been altered or changed, or polyunsaturated oils that had been extracted using high heat. Now, these are the fats that can be very dangerous. A study published in the journal Diabetes Care supports this advice. It was found that eating foods in which monounsaturated fatty acids like avocados and olive oils could improve insulin sensitivity. This would help regulate blood sugar better. These fats may also reduce the risk of insulin resistance, which is a precursor to type 2 diabetes. Statistics from the New England of Journal Medicine shows that consuming healthy fats reduces the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 20 to 30%. So Barbara's advice to include more nutrient rich fats in daily meals while avoiding processed and harmful sources of fats. This is further reinforces. And we've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. Take care.